that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you just as guilty as the person who does it. The feds know, because the feds not coming there unless somebody made some allegations against.
A video of Sean Diddy Combs introducing his adopted daughter, Ava Barron, appeared just one day after two of his homes were searched in connection with a sex trafficking investigation. In the 2020 TikTok video, the Bad Boy Records CEO asks Barron to introduce herself to his Instagram followers during a live session.
Ava, I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava.
What's your other last name?
Ava.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody. You want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So you played with the kids, and I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. It's crazy out here.
I met Jesse and Lila when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then, basically, our sisters, all 4 of us. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Barron Combs. Come on.
The billionaire hip-hop entrepreneur then claimed to have adopted the white child, a move that many are now drawing comparisons to.
New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your
Jodeci,
parents were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what kind, do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Sadly, Usher appears to still be defending Diddy, which some, including Gandil, suggest may be a trauma response.
He alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he had sex with Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher's name redacted, you could tell who it is because they describe him as the guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, we all know who that is, but how you feel about that, man?
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. you know what I'm saying, about the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy camp?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows. The white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Worst part is that it wasn't just Usher who was a major celebrity Diddy allegedly groomed as a child. Many have pointed to old footage of Diddy with other young stars as additional evidence of his grooming behavior.
Good? I'm good. How are you? All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion. Yeah. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
Wherever you want to go.
Yo, Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
Welcome to the family, John.
Recently, it was revealed that Diddy had been investigated in the past for his alleged relationships with underage boys.
Comment, right? Saying that she knew someone that went through Jimmy Henchman proffer agreement for a drug case. And the proffer agreement revealed that Jimmy Henchman, he could have walked away if he would have given up Diddy. What she mean by that?
Well, what happened was is that they had 9 different sessions with Jimmy Henchman regarding this proffer agreement. So that means the feds went in there 9 different times to talk to him. And in those sessions, they asked him, what do you know about Sean Puffy Combs or Sean Diddy Combs? I don't think it was Puffy at that time. It wasn't Diddy at the time. But what do you know about Sean John Puffy Combs having sex with underage boys? And you gotta realize, and people never think about this, that Jimmy and his brother, I think they had the same charges. But his brother walked away from that, and Jimmy gets life without the possibility of parole, I think. Which is crazy. For any drug charge. Nobody should spend their life in jail for drug charges. And just drug charges. But I think they try to tie him to some murders or something like that. I don't know that to be for sure. But he shouldn't spend his life in jail for no drug charges. Not at all. So, but they was gonna let him walk if he had any information regarding Puff having sex with underage boys. That the feds asked him in 2011. In 2011, brothers. So what did the feds know? Because the feds not coming there unless somebody made a report or somebody made some allegations against Puff in 2011 to ask a friend of his, Jimmy Henchman, what do you know about that? But for them to ask him about that, it had to be more than a rumor. Somebody made a complaint somewhere, and the feds got hold to that complaint. Now they're going to investigate that complaint when they get people under the barrel, like they had Jimmy Henchman. That's why they asked him.
If he did know information, right, why do you think he didn't tell?
Then they would ask, how do you know? And then it comes into play, whereas that if you know of anybody that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you're just as guilty as the person who does it.
In December, Diddy issued a statement to People, firmly rejecting the claims made against him up to that point. The initial case against him was filed in November. Enough is enough, Diddy wrote. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. He called the allegations sickening and accused individuals of making false claims in an attempt to secure a quick payday, according to Nama Rahmani. California-based attorney and former federal prosecutor Rahmani believes that the sex charges Diddy faces could be among the most serious, especially if he is charged with sex trafficking under federal law. Sex trafficking carries extremely harsh penalties, with the maximum sentence being life in prison, Rahmani notes. The complaint accusing Diddy of sex trafficking was filed by his ex-singer Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie. She claims Diddy trapped her by forcing her to engage in sexual acts with sex workers and filming the encounters, which he allegedly referred to as freak-offs. The two later negotiated a settlement, and following the agreement, Diddy's attorney, Ben Brafman, told People that the settlement was in no way an admission of guilt. Cassie's complaint alleged that Diddy would beat her during the freak-offs and that, due to the physical abuse and his immense power and volatile temper, she felt unable to refuse him. She also claimed that Diddy would give her gifts before or during these sessions, which the complaint suggests was a form of compensation for her involvement. Romani, who has previously prosecuted human trafficking cases, believes that using violence to coerce someone in such a manner is a clear indication of trafficking. Romani explains that if someone is coerced into performing a sexual act, it may qualify as sex trafficking under the law. He points to Cassie's allegations, where she claims she was raped, forced to take drugs, and made to have sex with male prostitutes while Diddy recorded the acts. That's how you get to the force angle, Romani says. If there is force, it's sex trafficking. In addition to the lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, 5 other colleagues were named as defendants in a separate lawsuit filed by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones accused the Bad Boy founder of sex trafficking and other serious offenses, including sexual assault. While no indictments have been issued, Romani says he wouldn't be surprised if criminal charges were filed soon, given the timing of the recent raids. They're not going to get search warrants for Diddy's homes in LA and Miami unless they're very close to arresting him, Romani adds. Romani states that authorities likely wouldn't have obtained search warrants for Diddy's homes in LA and Miami unless they were very close to arresting him. Meanwhile, Diddy addressed the sex trafficking claims against him on Instagram. On Tuesday, May 14th, the 54-year-old rapper posted a message that read, "Time tells the truth," with the caption "Love this" came after his tweet on Monday.